Wow.
as a 40-year-old, due to the inability to sleep in unless I'm really, really, really like exhausted or like sick, my body's just like, you know what? It's about time you wake up anyway. So
I say this is a
made it to the
mistake.
made it to the early pod without even having to set an alarm. Chaos.
Well, I have the great thing of, so I'm working 1:30 to 10 today, pretty much, or lately exclusively. So 8 in the morning for me is like 4 in the morning for you, I guess. Kind of like getting
Mm-hmm.
up to do this. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do it. But hey, I woke up without an alarm at 5:30 anyway. At first, that's the beauty
Yeah.
of my sleep schedule now. Just get up. You know, sometimes I just like to wake up for a couple hours in the middle of the night just to lay there to really rest. I like to rest without sleep. It's really
Right.
fun.
Right. I like to go into this thing where I appreciate the rest more. So I want to be
Yeah.
conscious and not sleeping, but I want to be laying
Yeah.
down. So that's the ideal situation. I feel like that's where you really get your best rest.
Yeah. Really explore different pillow positions.
Sure.
Sleep on my arm or on the side. Listen to some podcasts. Stare at the ceiling. Watch the sun come up, and then sleep again for like 45 minutes.
Well, yeah,
Really
then you
try to.
fall asleep for the best sleep of your life just before your alarm
I
where you
know,
actually have
dude.
to
I
get
was
up.
so out. It was awesome that my alarm woke me up before this. I was like, "Fuck,
Uh-huh.
this can't be happening."
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough,
Mm-hmm.
here we are, Saturday morning. What else would you rather be doing? Let's get this out of the
Mm-hmm.
way. Let's get this thing out of the way so we can free ourselves
Uh-huh.
up for just general Saturday activities.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm awake. I'm awake. What's up? Let's podcast. This is Strangely Familiar with Matt and Jeff coming at you.
I've confused my priorities. Isn't it supposed to come to me? Yes, this is how it's meant to be. Every little thing flashing on a screen. Age of convenience. My daddy worked hard for this.
Wow, real smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome
It's
to
called.
the weekend. Dude. Weekend before Christmas.
Not really, but
What? What do you mean?
well, Christmas is on a Monday, and the
Oh,
weekend
I
before
see. You're right.
Christmas would
Technically
be
correct.
what is the hypothetical? Like what is technically correct doesn't work here. There is no other correct. It's just
It's
called
the
correct.
weekend before Christmas weekend.
Oh, you're saying a
It's
weekend
Christmas
before
month.
Christmas.
It's
Every
Christmas
week.
month. Well, I can tell you that it's basically the weekend that you got to have everything ordered on Amazon or whatever that you want to get, because you're not going to be able to
Yes,
get it next weekend. That's for sure.
that is correct. And because of who I am as a person, um, the ordering, I failed for some of my gifts because see, my problem is I don't wait to the last minute to shop. My problem is I always think I shouldn't get this because I'm going to find something that's even better if I keep looking. So I shop and I shop and I shop and I shop and I shop, and then suddenly it's too late to get something mailed to me. That is a Jeff shopping experience. That's I can't stand. Like I hate the buying experience because I have this awful pressure of thinking the gift I'm getting for whomever I'm getting it for isn't good enough or they aren't gonna love it.
Yeah.
And it terrifies me. So I have a hard time pulling the trigger on a gift. I have no problem paying the money. But if you told me, listen, you can pay X amount of dollars for this gift, or you can pay you can pay X amount of dollars, but you have to find the gift for someone, or you can pay 3x the dollars and someone will find the gift for you and take all that stress away. I will gladly
Ooh,
pay the 3x because I can't.
that's a good service. It seems like.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel really bad. I just am really worried about the person not caring about their gift. And
Do you
yeah.
find yourself when somebody's like opening the gift, like already explaining what it is or how you got it or why you
No,
thought of
no,
it?
no, no.
Any of that
I
stuff?
can't. No. I sit back in terror and hope for the
Yeah.
best. And it's like I honestly wish I'd rather like leave the room and maybe not talk to them for 6 months until it gets out of my system, so that if they ever even threw out the gift or something like that, then I just wasn't there for it, and that's okay.
Yeah, I like to. Well, I have that too, where like you want it to be the right gift, like thoughtful enough. Um, and like sometimes my way of being thoughtful is not getting something functional or useful, but it's like something about a story or something that they mentioned once. I'll come up with that, and then so I find myself explaining it. It's like, oh, remember because that one time you said that you didn't have socks with tacos on them. Oh, you don't remember that? Oh no. Well, you did say
See,
that one, so now I
that's
got
risk.
this. Yeah,
I can't do that because that's my fear, is that you're like, oh, that was in passing and you don't care, but somehow I hung on to that.
yeah. Yeah. It's totally going to. I should have just got you a gift card. Didn't have to explain it at all. Hey, would you?
Yeah.
Hey, we never finished the debrief on um birthday Caitlin's birthday presents. So I heard, did we catch that? She was walking in one time on a pod. She was
Oh,
coming in. You were starting to tell what the birthday gifts were.
yeah.
Did
Yeah.
they go over? Let's do a full
They
debrief
did.
on your gift giving.
They did. The Eagles jersey went over extremely well. She was very
Was it
thrilled.
a player jersey?
It was Jason Kelsey jersey,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Sure
was
enough.
the throwback Kelly greens. So those are really in this year in the South Jersey, Greater Philadelphia area. Um, I got her a murder mystery game, like board game, because those are things now. So all this rage with murder mystery, true crime podcasts, stuff like that. You can also now get basically one player investigative board
Oh,
games
really?
where they give you all this evidence and you have to like investigate photos and uh investigate statements taken by people and stuff like that. Like we did one together before last year. I got her one for Christmas, and it's actually really, really fun. It's a really fun activity, and you can do it by
You
yourself
can
if you
get like
want.
subscriptions to those too, can't you? I think that's like a thing.
It should be. I mean, it's a great thing. It's kind of a cool concept you could do instead of like it's like the crossword of 2023.
Hey, I had so much
Um,
fun doing this with you last year that now you can play by yourself. I'm
no,
gonna mess this up.
I'm
That is
ready.
a fun
I'm
idea
good.
though.
I'm
Like
good.
I love at the end
Yeah.
of the game you could be like totally get it wrong, but be like, I did it.
Right.
I
Oh, good. I
got
completed the
yeah,
game. Yeah. Your
yeah.
version of completing the game is you put away an innocent person, you sick bastard. Like, you're exactly why the judicial system fails. Yay.
I am a web sleuth.
Come on, gumshoes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gifts went over well. So no issue there. Um, but yeah, the gift giving in general is really, really tough. It's tough. I also admit I'm a tough person to buy for, because if someone's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't need anything. Like, and I'm certainly not being like, "Oh, you should know." No, I don't even know what I would like for Christmas. I like the practical a lot of times too. I appreciate the practical. So, like, a great one that people have gotten me in the past is people have bought me socks. And I'm like, that's good because I'm stupid and I don't realize that I want new socks even when I want new socks. So I'll get brand new, like regular, like Nike black socks. And I'm like, ooh, these are lovely. And I'm actually thrilled that I got socks for Christmas. So, like, stuff like that's easy. I don't take gift cards as insults. I take them for what they are, legal
Mm-hmm.
tender for something I kind of enjoy. Now, I would like it to be geared towards something.
Like
Um
not just so not like I think we talked about not like a Visa gift card, but at least like a
cor-
direction, a
correct.
merchant of some kind, or
And I appreciate, and I do shop on Amazon, but it's almost like my brain won't process that I'm that I'm using a gift card, because I shop on Amazon for so much regular everyday things. So like even restaurants is nice because it's like, ooh, you know what? I am a person that, on the general, I won't treat myself to going out to like places that often. So it is nice to have a gift card because I'm like, oh, I'll go eat this,
Yeah.
because otherwise
I've
this
been
is
thinking about
useless.
Red Lobster lately.
Oh boy. But also any type of experience, like if someone got me anything having
Like
to do
WrestleMania tickets or something like that.
yeah,
Just...
right. Any I've gotten tickets for like StubHub, or gift cards for like StubHub and
Oh, you
stuff like
can
that.
do
And I'm
that.
like,
That's a good thing.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'm like, because while I am going to get the tickets for an event I want to go to, now it's kind of nice because when you're looking at ticket prices, you can go, oh wait, I have a gift card. So last time I did that, I did use that concept because I bought more expensive tickets than I would have because I had a gift card to StubHub.
Oh yeah, that's a
So
good idea.
yeah.
Where are you on the like the gas station grocery store gift cards as gifts?
Jesus. Man,
I kind of like
as a
yeah.
kid, there was nothing better than a gas card. Like when you are like 17, someone's like,
Hmm.
hey, here's some money to put in the automobile. I'm like, heck yeah, I can drive around because I don't have money to be paying for farting around in the car. Yeah, I mean, Wawa gift cards are a big thing here. But what's nice about Wawa gift cards, you can get gasoline, you can get like maybe a sandwich or something like that. So it even is versatile in itself. Um, Listen, I don't want to go poo poo on any gift card, but yeah, I mean, I
There was
take it.
definitely times I needed it. Like that was especially when I was Texas Christmas. My mom would like somehow like send me digital like HEB, their grocery store gift
Okay.
cards, and like whatever gas. And I was like, I see. This is helpful. I actually need this. That was good. I do want this. Yeah, yeah. But it's kind of like, but she moved to that, then moved away from like the underwear and socks, which was fine for me because she was still getting me like old timey boxers for a while that I definitely wasn't
Yeah,
wearing anymore. Like,
don't buy some folks in general. It's probably not a great idea unless someone says absolutely do that. It's not a great idea these days to buy people underwear because people are particular. People like
mhm.
their brands, people like their styles. So boxers, boxer briefs. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the last time I wore actual boxers, probably since I was in like my early 20s. Um, but people are particular about their underwear, and the last thing you want to do is wear underwear to make someone feel better when your crotchal area is
Yeah.
not feeling optimal. So in
Well, here's just say,
reality, it's just not a good call because someone's gonna eventually go, I'm not wearing these ever. So
yeah, I recognize you got that dirty ass and need some new undies. Basically, what the message is.
okay. Okay.
My
Maybe have
mom
a
did.
candid talk with someone. Like maybe not address that subtly. Maybe just address that more forward, like with a
Yeah, do you want?
conversation.
Here, I know. Here, I don't want to give these for Christmas, but I just here. This is for you, but just
No,
between you and
stop
me.
buying other
Yeah,
people underwear. Just have
yeah.
a talk and go,
Hey,
hey,
Megan.
I notice you're a scumbag and your tattered and torn boxers are awful. Please do something about it. And if you need financial assistance, I will provide you such to go achieve the purchase of your boxers or undergarments of your choice, but you need to be better.
Those are not far off from conversations that occasionally have to
Okay.
have at work
Yeah.
about
Right.
hygiene. Um,
Oh no.
but yeah, that happens. Well, my mom did buy me pretty good boxers last year, the year before, when they're really comfortable. They're like, like regular boxer briefs, and they had like the Mandalorian on them, and they're Star Wars, and I was like, good, and they're super
Whoa.
comfortable. They do not have a pee hole on them, so
I don't even know
almost,
what you're supposed to
almost,
do with
mom.
yourself.
I
Yep.
know. So now those are the ones I wear on
Who's
the weekend.
making those
I don't know.
boxers?
They're
Who's
obviously
making
supposed to be.
boxers
I
without the
think
P
they're
flap?
probably supposed to be like for like they remind me of like when women buy men's boxer brief, underwear to wear, and they don't have
like
the pee hole.
boy
So I'm like, they're
shorts, like
probably
they're
yeah.
yeah.
So I
Oh,
still
your
like,
mother bought you women's pants, women's
yeah,
shorts for your
stylish indoor
underwear.
pants. Yes. And they're very comfortable. I like them, but I just have to wear them when I'm not going anywhere because I have to
Matt's
sixth
like, I
grade
just
pee.
like the way that they ride
Yeah.
low on my
Yeah.
hips
Yeah. I
and
got,
accentuate my
yeah.
figure. Matt, are you all right?
I got to just elementary school pee. Just pull them all the way down. That's all. So I don't wear them to work
There
because I
you
don't want
go.
to.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
like
I
to
mean, that's
fully
what.
unbelt to pee at work.
No, no,
No, not one of
definitely
those.
at work at least, you should absolutely do the elementary school pee at work.
God, that'd be a great walk-in. Um, yeah, so we do have hygiene conversations with people with work once in a while. It's usually you can tell it's the same people usually, but especially once a customer says something, it's like, hey, do you
Uh,
have access to a shower? Is everything okay at home? Do you need soap and laundry detergent? Because we'll get it for you. Just stuff like that. It's a grocery store. It's a food safety concern. Say things that are pretty
See,
obvious, but
all right, so that's here we go, Jeff on an HR type thing. So,
Jeffism.
right, this should be a segment. Jeff
Mhm.
breaking down corporate America.
Yeah.
I've never had when I was in a leadership job in person. Uh, I've never had to have the hygiene conversation. It certainly was addressed, like as a conversation that you may need to have, and it's part of HR like courses for leadership.
Mhm.
Like that's. I mean, obviously, it's a normal conversation for leadership to have with people. However, like I know you got to be delicate with people, but be upfront and like be like, hey, there's complaints about we're getting complaints for customers about your smell.
Yeah.
Like, and I can smell it too. Like, I love that you're because you should be like, hey, don't assume they're opting to do it. Maybe there are dire situations where it's not a choice. And
Mhm.
like you said, I think it is right to go, hey, do you need toiletries? Do you need dish detergent? Do you need laundry detergent? Anything like that? Like, how can we make your around you clean? So it's good to do that, but you went full HR on me. It's like, well, it's about food safety. No, it's not. It's about your stinky ass and no one wanting to smell it near you. Like, I think that's where you lose people is when it's just like you try to come up with like here's 7 reasons why. No, it's because you fucking smell and it's unpleasant, and being unpleasant is unpleasant.
Yeah. And that's because, well, the food safety part makes it officially part of our uniform policy as well. So then we can cite like an actual like compliance
Exactly.
thing.
So it's
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
it's the corporate aspect of being able to put it in a book because writing rule 74 subset B can't have a stinky ass is not appropriate to put in
Because
your
it's funny because sometimes it is
employee
people that are
handbook.
like, just straight out like there was one person, they don't work there anymore, but they were just super hippie-ish. Like you could tell like all their roommates were like they've just showered in patchouli oil basically or something like that. You could just tell. And it's like it's a choice to not wash my hair. I know. I wish I had the balls that you have to not wash my hair for like 3 months so I could finally get this thing figured out, get the natural oils in there. But that's not on the cards for me.
Right.
Because I'd look like a greasy fuck.
Right.
There's
And I'm
never
also
there's never
not
somebody with short hair that like is
that
not
doesn't
washing
want to
their hair,
wash it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's
Right?
a really good point because I am
Some
diligently washing
combo.
this hair
Yeah.
regularly.
Yeah.
Um, that's a really good point. You never run into it with people with short hair. It's like, why
Yeah.
are the greasiest, not
Yeah.
cleanest people with the hair have to
Yeah.
want it long?
Nobody's close cropping their hair, but also not washing it, I guess.
I got a flat top and I also choose not to wash it.
Yeah. Um, do you have anything on a list today? I was really blown away by the way you prepared last week.
Yeah, see, that's the problem is I didn't mean to set precedents, but let me see what I can do. Give me a second.
Wait, I have one here and it goes with the hair. What's your
Go
thoughts
for
on
it.
hair and food? Hair
Like,
and food, not.
am I pro or con? I'm
Yeah,
con.
do you enjoy it? Do you
I
ask
want
for
less
it?
I want
Do
less
you
hair in food. That's my platform I'm running on. I'm against it.
How do you handle it though?
At a
Are you like
restaurant,
this has to go back, or because sometimes you even find you'll get it, and even if you get it from a grocery store, from takeout or whatever, there might be in there. Yeah. What's
if you
your
get if you get
yeah
what's weird is that, all right, so hold on. Let's go with the easy one. At a restaurant. You get
sitting
food
down at a
at
restaurant? Yeah.
yeah, you get hair in the food that you're currently eating in the establishment in which you are eating were provided the food. So it's so bad, but it's like I feel like I want to say it matters how long the
That's
hair is,
exactly right.
and
Like, how
like
long does
I
it take you to pull out?
right
How curly
Bec-
is it?
because I don't. It's all well. To be honest with you, if it's like that weird, really curly inch long hair, the problem is I go, is this a hair? Is this like remnants of a food item in my food? I'm like, is it?
Oh yeah.
So like I second guess myself. Now if it's a good
Is this
triumphant
the husk of a
motherfucker,
pepper?
right, right, it's
I'm gonna go with
exactly
that. A
it.
thing that doesn't exist. Yeah.
It's the it's the husk of this apple. What the
Yeah.
hell are you talking about? You're not eating an ear of corn. That's probably the only husked item you're
I know.
possibly coming across. But anyway, if it's something where like you have to like you do the dangle. First off, is you have to dangle because you have to do it for you, everyone at your table, and potentially anyone who happens to be glancing by. Because if I see someone going like this at a restaurant, pinching, folks, for those of you not watching, I am pinching my index and thumb together,
Hmm.
and it's as
And
if
it
you
has
were
ranch on
dangling
there.
something. It's like you're pinching it and you're facing your fingers downwards because you're
Yeah.
inspecting the length of it. If you see that from the side in a restaurant, and your food hasn't come yet, you're terrified.
It's like fuck.
Fuck, the hairy person, the hairy careless person's in the back.
What I'm doing. I'm so fucked here.
Is that MacGruber?
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I just know it's Will Forte's voice. So if it's a triumphant one, the problem is I'm probably mentioning it. But the issue is deep down inside, because of me, I don't know that I actually give a shit, but I feel
I
like I
know.
should point it out. So I'll point it out. And the problem is when the wait staff comes and they go, okay, so what would you like to do? I don't have an answer. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're like, do you want me to make you?
Yeah.
Because it's always, do you want me to make you a new one? I'm like, I'm fucking hungry. I'm too much of a
I know.
fatty to wait and have this made again. I want to eat now. Like, so in reality, don't ask me, because the answer is I will eat this, but what I'd like to do is go, haha, I got you, and have you give me some sort of compensation. There, I've
Yeah.
said it, and I feel good
Yeah.
saying that. But all I'm looking
Listen.
for is, I'm kind of saying more jackpot instead of gross, because
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
I get something free out of it.
I'm okay eating this, but
Right. I
yeah.
need you to understand. This didn't ruin my food. Well, then why are you pointing this out to me? I don't know. Can you give me money? Can I have
I'd like.
money for
Yeah.
it?
I will eat other parts of your body as well for more money. What else do you have? Can I see the full scalp selection? like a wine list. Can you bring out the scalp, your scalp
Yep.
list? I'd like to
What do
see
you got?
it.
You got any fingernails back there that you guys aren't
Yeah.
using? Can we maybe get that
Yeah.
in my soup?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean yeah, so it's I see it as a ticket. Let's get me some free stuff. Let's at least listen. If you want to make it easy, I'm all about making it easy. Just take this item off the bill. I'll enjoy the hair-free parts, and I just won't get charged for this meal. We'll go our separate ways. Waitress person, whoever's served me, you'll still get your good tip and everything like that. I got no problems with you, but let's just take this $15.99 item off of that bill.
Yeah, I guess that's why I wrote it, is because I'm not. It doesn't really get me that much. I mean, I guess if it
Mhm.
was really long, even I've rationalized really long hairs before to be like, oh, this looks like my buddy Brett's hair, who lives in a different state. It's probably his. It's definitely his hair. It looks like it would be his. It was probably somewhere on my clothes or in my car or something on my own body that fell off then into the food. And, I'm okay with it.
Right, because
Or
hair is notorious for just falling
yeah,
off your clothing. and then into
Best
food.
best can't best case, it looks like one of my hairs, and I'm like, fantastic. I'm down. But even it does, like if it comes from something like a grocery store item where there's nobody else around, and you still have to do that math with yourself of like, okay, it's just a hair. You know what? Imagine how many hairs we've eaten already without knowing it. So
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if that I just
It's
use that to make myself feel better.
it's
Again, the
great.
laziness of not wanting to go address it.
It's great because like, um, when we go out to eat, it's usually like we can do it with confidence. So like, especially if I'm well shaven, if the beard isn't going on, it's like, well, it's not mine. We've ruled that out because I am bald, and Caitlin has long, bright red hair. So it's like,
Oh yeah.
okay, it's not 3 feet long and blinding red. We're good there. This is not our hair. This hair did not come with us. So we got a pretty good setup that the wait staff can't be like, oh, wonder if it's yours. Like, I don't know, man. Your hair, I mean, the tone might be right, but you got it's tough. You have, if you have regular length hair and it's like in the brown family, that's tough. It's
Be
tough. It
anybody's.
might be yours. It is.
We still
But
get people that call in like, hey, there's a hair in my sub. Can I get a? It's like they don't bring it back in. They don't have a receipt. Anything. It's awesome. I love it. It's like, well, where is the sub? Do you still have it? Oh, we ate it. And it's like, okay.
I can
So
imagine there are I want to work at the customer service desk at a restaurant, at a grocery store, because I actually have thought of that before. Is like, what is the most awesome attempt to get a refund back when it's like, I don't have the product, I don't have the receipt, but I need to tell you I bought food from here that wasn't good and we all got sick. Like, do people just shoot their shot?
yes, yeah.
That's so
It's
awesome.
great. It's great the people that say like that they got sick from it because they don't realize that now. I think they just want to escalate like the severity of like what happened, so they think it'll be an easy refund. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well now we've invited the Department of Health into this, and we have to do foodborne illness form. We're gonna have to
Yes.
interview you about it, and then they're like, no, it's okay, and it's like, yeah, it's not that easy.
Right.
The easiest
Yeah,
thing
it is
is to
okay.
just,
It is okay.
yeah,
It was never not okay because you're making this up.
I know. And we must be the most spectacularly unlucky store in the world because, like, you know how many people bite into screws and bolts and break their teeth on food from our place, and I'm like, this maybe could happen one time a year to a store. And I've seen where stuff gets like packaged up in Rochester and they have like x-rays and stuff like that they use to find that stuff. But no, somehow 12 people a year have to come in with broken teeth. I'm like, I'm sure it was our fault. Um, but it's mostly people that just come in with no receipt, no product, and they're like, hey, I bought this the other day. I want a refund or a new one. It's like, you gotta work with us a little bit, you know? Like there was a guy who's like, I bought this cake. I bought three of these cakes, and one of them wasn't good. No, I didn't bring it back. No, I don't have it with me. I was like, even then, I was like, okay, I'll go with you because you're being really calm. I'll help you out. Usually we need, and then I was like, just need to like for this kind of return, we'll just need your name, like your license. We got to keep, just get your Shoppers Club info, just because we're doing it without any kind of receipt or proof of purchase or anything. He's like, I don't have my license with me. I don't care. I don't trust people with my information. And I'm like, you got to give us. I don't know. I was like, what do you want me to
Yep.
do? So you just want money. You want us
I
to
want to
be
be an
far.
undocumented, right. You are now literally officially just begging for money,
I
like
know.
as if you stopped me when I was walking on the street and asked me for money, because that's all you're doing, but you're also wondering why I'm being so difficult. Like,
I know.
no, I
And I
don't
can
give
be a
that.
pushover. And it's like, because you're being really nice, you weren't being an asshole about it. I'll help you out. You just got to meet me somewhere. Imagine this from my perspective that somebody just wants to come in and get money for something they have no documented proof of ever purchasing from here or ever having. And all you need to do is give your name and some information, and we'll help you out with it.
Right,
Nope.
and you refuse to do it.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
It's almost like, yeah, have you been wronged by grocery store returns in the past, sir? Like, no, I gave my name and phone number to Walmart once, and then, next thing you know, fast forward 12 years and my grandpa dies of a heart attack. What? I don't think those are correlated, sir. Well, you don't know. You
Yeah.
don't know, and I can't be too careful. Okay, well,
Big Walmart.
I guess you won't get your $2.76 back. I apologize that we couldn't make this work. Yeah, I mean, people are dumb. Like, my thing is that I've always said this because I work, in fraudulent situations too with my work, and I don't care that people are gonna lie. Like, that's just the reality of it. So I just work with that, even in the context of my job. But it's like, if you're gonna lie, just at least try. Like, you have to put in effort into your lie if you're trying to screw over a company. You can't be lazy and lie because it just won't work. You gotta plan. Like, especially if you're
But
trying
people do
to.
start lazy. You can tell
Yeah,
the rookies. The rookies, they're starting lazy.
that's
You
true.
got to work
That's
up your
true.
game.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. Like, don't lie, but if you have to lie, you gotta try. But then there's the people that try so hard at lying. I'm like, if you did this the honest way, this probably would have been a lot easier.
I know.
Like, I'm not sure. I think you're going too far. I think you're turning too far into the lie. So I don't know, maybe it's just a fine balance, and that's what we're all trying to figure out in life.
There was a woman
Something
yesterday
about
trying to
how to,
return.
yeah.
What?
No, I was
Well,
going
she
to
was
say
trying to.
somehow we're all trying to figure out the best way to lie to corporations. I don't know what
I
I'm
know,
trying to
yeah.
say here.
Hey, listen, and I'm willing to help you. I'm not a corporate man.
Right.
I'll help you out a little bit. You just gotta help me. Help me, man. Come on. There was a woman yesterday trying to return placemats, or probably other things that she had clearly stolen from Wegmans, and it worked out
Ooh.
perfectly because we've been monitoring her activities for the last couple weeks on video.
Yes, you were
Yes.
monitoring someone's activities for a
Yeah.
duration at Wegmans.
Well, that's what happens. Like all of a sudden, we catch wind of somebody, and then we're like, okay, we start gathering some evidence, and sure enough, it worked out yesterday. As soon as she walked out, cops were there, arrested her. It was beautiful. Love it when a plan comes together.
So
She was,
I'm gonna I'm going to ask follow-up questions. So when you say, so obviously to investigate someone, you have to understand that that person something is going awry with what you've seen.
Mhm.
So this is someone who's regularly then, the reason people caught on is she's been regularly returning stuff for a refund.
returning. I think her big move too was like, because at our Wegmans we have the pharmacy that's like in the center of the store,
Mm-hmm.
so you can actually like check out there. And that's like a move people use
Right.
a lot. Is they like to say like, oh, I paid for this at the pharmacy. Then usually the pharmacy will let us know. They'll be like, hey, somebody with a big cart was over here. They bought their drugs, but they didn't. There's a chance they could have walked out. And sure enough, that's what happened. So caught a couple of those. And there was enough product to be like, well, now this is
So
whatever the next crime is,
the
larceny or something like
move
that.
the move is have a cart with like 20 items in it, or say you have like a hand cart or something. So is the
Mm-hmm.
idea you buy
Push,
the
yeah,
drugs, pay the drugs, but then walk out with the merchandise, acting like you
yeah,
paid for the merchandise also at the
yeah,
pharmacy.
right,
Gotcha. Okay. So
yeah,
she rocked this move a couple times.
yeah.
People were in
And
on
so
it.
it was worth it. So sometimes like our thing will just be like, if we see somebody in the act, because it's like, again, since it's so corporate, you have to like have witnesses, like do all
Oh
this
yeah.
shit. Because once we accuse somebody,
Yeah,
it
for
turns into a
theft,
thing. Yeah,
that's not easy for the
yeah.
business side of it.
You gotta have selection. You gotta get it, like have them grabbing it and then stashing it and doing all that. Then
They
usually
have
you
to
can like,
twirl their
yeah,
mustache. They have
yeah,
to go meow.
yeah,
They have to go see.
yeah. What color were the pajama pants? Like all
Mm-hmm,
that stuff,
mm-hmm.
and because we don't really, I mean, it's not that fun. We don't really, it's easier just to keep people from taking it in the first place. Or just be like, hey, don't,
Don't
don't do
steal
that.
that.
Put it back. Yeah. We don't really want it. But then if it's like a documented case like this woman where it's like, we're going to get the police involved now because she's taken so much, then it was like, just waited for the time because they always come back, they always do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. She might have been crazy. I'll say that.
Oh,
Not super cooperative. The police.
oh, she wasn't cooperative when she got caught
Yeah.
stealing.
Yeah, she was not. Yeah.
So let me
But
ask you
it's
this:
nice.
when were you there for the all of it coming together? Were you there for the
No, I wasn't
heist?
there
I don't
till
know
the cop. Yeah.
showdown. I don't know what do you
Yeah.
guys in the business? What do you call it? The moment of
I
truth,
don't
if you
know.
will.
Yeah.
But like, if
No,
I
I
was
wasn't.
do you call the cops when she comes to the desk? You're like, this is it. This is their time. Move, move, move. Code blue it.
Usually, typically,
Okay.
yeah. So, and we're close to the police station, so we'll say like any kind of situation like that. It's like, I mean, the last time I did was when the guy, I think I talked about it on here. I was following a guy around the store who took a swing at me and like
Mhm.
spitting everywhere. So that you just call them and they're you just tell them where you are in the
It
store. We're in
it
seafood. We're
is
in the back.
convenient that you're like less than
Yeah.
500 feet from the police office.
Yeah, we basically have our own security force there, ready to go,
Yeah.
and they're all
So
familiar. I mean, it's not the first time they've seen a lot of this clientele. A lot of the people they get to visit them at
well,
home
yeah,
a lot too.
that's the
Yeah,
thing with the size of the city of Auburn is that they definitely have their own list of all stars
yeah,
that they've engaged with outside of Wegmans. So my thing is if you're the person and you're like, yes, I'm getting her. She's here. She's doing the thing. So I assume there's a big red emergency button, much like someone getting robbed at a bank. I like to think that you have a button to call the police that you tap and then shoot the scene to the Auburn Police Department. And there's the Wegmans phone just starts fucking ringing and the light goes
yeah,
off and they're like, guys, this is it. This is it. We got code W. So they
yeah.
fly over and then you go through the transaction slowly, but you're like, oh, okay. Oops, my beeper isn't working. I can't scan it. Bear with me, ma'am. So you give kind of like the little nuances, but she doesn't know that you're
Yeah.
really staging this whole thing. So
Just
you're going through
stalling.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, having a great day today, blah, blah, blah. You're making a little small talk, making her feel good. Yeah. And
Ooh, this
then,
is some sassy
and
small talk.
yeah, and then you complete the transaction knowing this is the last time. So you kind of do it a little bit slower. And you're like, hey, you have a great day out there. Or be
Great.
safe out there.
Hey.
Like say something like that. Be like, hey, be safe out there. And
Hey, make
then
good choices.
right. And then give her a little wink. And then you watch you go out. She gets tased, taken to
Yeah.
the ground, groceries fly everywhere, complete chaos. People start clapping, and it's just wow, what an experience.
Yeah. Enjoy your next 5 to 7. What? Oh, don't worry about it.
Good,
You
man.
know what
Good.
the
Yep.
reality of it is? Is it is just it's Auburn, so it's a bunch of rubberneck. It's a bunch of like
That's true. Then she'll
people
go
walk,
down to
just
the
like,
station and get
what's
processed,
going
and
on
then she'll
here?
get
What's going on here?
yeah.
Oh, is there some action going on over here? And it's like, yes. What do you think's going on? Why do I got to? Yeah, what do you think it is? Somebody's winning an award. Yeah, everybody's here watching from a distance. Yeah, somebody's
Yep.
getting an award in the middle of the parking lot for citizen achievements. But it's like it's so what you do? What'd you do right around Christmas, huh? And it's like
S-
it doesn't.
somewhere someone's taking the least clear photo with their Nokia phone and posting it on Facebook and being
Yeah,
like, something happening down at the grocery store. Hope
yeah,
everyone's okay. Thoughts and
yeah.
prayers.
And it's definitely a thing where they would be like, think there was a gunfight at Wegmans. That's what it escalates here. It always
Yep.
happens. Like turns into like police were here. I think it was a shooting.
Yeah.
It's like what's
Thir-
not?
yeah. 13 babies were shot at Wegmans. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Nokia, dude.
Dude, I'm on neighborhood apps and about 7 times a day, someone, yes, I'll say it. I'm starting to get into that age group. I gotta be careful. So I'll say 42 to 65-year-olds. Someone is going, did anyone just hear that? Is that a gunshot? And all the time. Someone hears anything outside, they go to Facebook or they'll go to community social media and go, did anyone hear that? Oh, they'll do it on the 4th of July. Did anyone hear that? It's a fucking firework, you dumb bitch. Like, knock it off. Stop being so fucking stupid. Stop
Did you ever get
advertising
on
that you're stupid.
the app of it's called Citizen or something like that? But any kind of like crime or police call, anything that would normally be like on a scanner radio or something just gets posted basically into your phone as like a
No.
text or whatever, shows you stuff. I was on it for a little bit awesome. Then it's like it's kind of scary how much stuff's happening around you and you're like within a few blocks of yourself. It's like, oh, tire fire here or stabbing at this street, and it's like that's like 2 streets away. You like all of a sudden it freaked me out too much, and then it always like
Do you
sends
look down
notifications
and
at
like
like
check
3 in the
yourself to make
morning.
sure you're not bleeding?
I know, is this coming from
I'm too
inside
close
the
to
house?
this. Did I get stabbed?
Yeah. And it started to freak me out. It's like, you know what? Ignorance is bliss. I don't need to know what's going on in my neighborhood. Oh,
So
I mean,
go ahead.
well, it's just like I'll hear the gunshots. If there's real gunshots, I'll just hear them. But I do not need to get woken up, in that half sleep of like there's a fire and somebody's stabbing the fire, and now the knife is on fire and it's outside your house. Because that's how I'd probably read it. Be like, what the fuck is going on?
Because that's how my brain's processing this.
There's a fire monster that's stabbing people running down the
We gotta
street.
go.
Yeah.
I should lock my door and get a cup
Wait,
of
do I
water
gotta
next
stay
to
in
my
the
bed.
house or
Right.
leave the house? I can't. Yeah.
Which one of these emergencies is this? An evacuate or get in your house? I'm confused.
Yep.
There's a gem in Central New York, and you don't. The best part is you don't even need to be around and live in Central New York because of social media. But a great social media presence is shout out to the Monroe County Firewire. It is basically a Monroe County is where Rochester is. So it is someone with a third-party Twitter handle that essentially just monitors scanners all day, and they just tweet about what is coming across the scanner. And
Really?
it's this sad concept of like, I'm enjoying this, but it's also really terrifying in 2023 what's in there, because like they'll just put, I mean, and folks, if you are unfamiliar with Rochester, New York, as you can imagine, this gem has stabbings and shootings all the time. But maybe it makes you feel a little bit better about, that you're not involved in it. But there'll be like, reports of naked pedestrian punching a stop sign, and like you're just like, man, that's great. You're like, I wonder what that's going on. Like, I wonder how that all came to fruition. So, it's kind of like a real life Reddit. But yeah,
Those
Monroe
are fun.
County Firewire.
I like those
that's a good one.
updates.
Yeah.
A lot of
He's on fire!
Oh.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
Well, should we scroll them? I have a hard out
we can
today
scroll 'em.
because
Ooh, hard out.
why we're up so early. I'm gonna go to yoga today, and it's also still too early.
Mhm.
I haven't been to yoga in a while. I do it in my house once in a while, but just random people I've met at the bars. This one girl teaches a class at 9:30 in the morning on a Saturday, so I was like, all right, I will go to that one of these days, and I haven't. But I can just tell my body right now. I can feel it. At about 9:42 is when I'm gonna have to take a shit. I just know. It's got the feel for it.
What I want
Like,
you to do is go and treat
Yeah.
yourself to a nice cup of coffee right before our yoga,
Yeah.
because nothing will go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can feel it right now. It's like, geez, I wish I would have pooped already, and it won't. It's like
Is
whenever I work early mornings and I'm not used to it. Like as soon as I start driving, when I'm halfway there, that's when my tummy starts rumbling. I'm like, oh, perfect timing.
You ever?
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Have you ever tried to play defense? You ever try to be proactive and like you're like I'm going into a situation where I can't afford to all of a sudden need to shit, and I don't need to shit now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go sit on a toilet and see if I can manifest a preemptive poo so that I don't deal with
sure.
it. Like that's
I'll try
hard
to.
though.
Yeah.
Peeing's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Peeing's a little bit easier.
Yeah,
You
peeing,
know,
you just pull your pants down all the way, and then it just happens.
Mm-hmm. See, it's not how I was going to approach it, but like you're at a rest stop because someone has to go to the bathroom on like a road trip. You're going to go to the bathroom because you're like, oh, well, since I'm here, everyone said that for going to pee, but you never go like, well, since I'm here, I'm going to plan ahead. I'm like, you ever what if you have something important going on? Is it okay on your Google Calendar to put a shit on your schedule? Like you're like, well, I'm not going to be able to poop this afternoon, so I'm going to have to work a shit out before 10:30.
Butt meditation, sphincter relaxation. That sounds official.
Sphincter
Get a doctor's note for
relaxation
that.
exercises.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I just know it's just gonna have. If nothing else, I'm gonna have to fart, and it'll be quiet and terrible. And
oh my god.
Do I just
It's
launch it?
so
I
good.
mean, especially with yoga, there's gonna be a lot of that. Like, it's
Yeah,
probably one
but
of the
there'll be
most
like
accidental
calming
fart.
music. Oh yeah, and there'll
Yeah,
be calming music around.
I
Think
gotta
of
wait for
the
somebody else to. It's
think of the
terrible
old
at
Adam Sandler CD skit with the
the
farting
hypnotist.
therapist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
or the hypnotist. That's what it is. It's
Counting back from
Kevin Nealon and
3.
Adam
Yeah,
Sandler.
that
That
was
wasn't me.
you.
That was you.
That
That was
wasn't
you.
me. That was you.
That was the dog.
Oh God, that's an all timer.
That's a classic.
I can feel it. Maybe I should take some.
Imodium.
I don't know, fart. Yeah, maybe I'll take some of those anti-diarrheal Pepto Bismol tablets.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure I don't totally shit my pants. But
Wow.
or I'll just create a story out of it.
Uh huh.
I gotta imagine I'm gonna be the only guy there, or one of maybe if not a couple. So
The
it'll
times
probably be
I've
this
gone to
girl and all of her
yoga,
friends.
if I wasn't the only guy there, the guy was teaching it. So that was it.
Yeah.
I mean I don't care about that stuff. That doesn't bother me. That would have bothered me in the past, but I'm secure enough that I can be the only guy because it's like well nothing. I don't care. But yeah, man. I mean that's probably gonna happen. You're at least gonna fart. You're 100% gonna fart.
I know. Then do I do the
So
big?
accept
Do I
that.
do the big showcase of it? Who's farting in here? It's definitely. I can smell it like right around my area, but it wasn't
No,
me. It was
in yoga.
it
In
wasn't.
yoga, people are going to be calm and placid, so you're going to be able to not get away with it necessarily, and have someone not hear or smell it, but you will not be approached about it because everyone will be like, just like I want the teacher to be like, we all smelled what happened, just ignore it. It's part of you now. Matt is inside each and every one of us in our nasal cavities now, so. Just
It can't be me
embrace.
because I ate sausage last night, and this is like a
He's like,
broccoli
sir,
fart. I haven't
sir,
touched a
sir,
vegetable in
sir,
days.
we're trying to be supportive here.
This has legumes.
No,
I can
no,
tell.
this is all. It came from you. It came from you. Don't worry about it.
This is a hearty bean. This is like a navy bean.
God, Jesus.
I'm more of a refried bean guy.
See, guys, if I can break down exactly why this isn't my fart, you can definitely tell it's not mine.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
Oh man.
Scrolled them.
Dude, now
Damn
that I'm
near
talking, I
killed
think
'em.
I'm manifesting a poop though, so this is exciting. Hopefully, I can time it perfectly so when we're done.
Yeah. You want to go first? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll scroll.
Okay.
Tap 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 all day long. Tap 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 while I sing this song.
Gonna fix that floor. Gonna make it shiny. Take up the dirt with
Aaron B. Burrows. He wouldn't listen to this. So this is a kid I used to work with, Aaron Burrows. He worked at the liquor store. Sure enough. He's like the kid that worked in the morning. So finally, once I had help, it was this kid. He lived within walking distance of the store. Good kid. We used to both get into like online sports betting. Again, and he was kind of like in his early to mid 20s, so a partier. So was probably hungover a lot at work too. I don't know how I run into these people a lot. Sure, a lot of people in my life that show up hungover to work. I have that kind of magnetic attraction to relationships. But it went all the way to the. I remember one day he called me from work, and he's like, "Hey, I got to tell you something. I've been stealing from work, stealing stuff." I was like, I guess the owner of the store, Sanjay, was there, and he's like, I was like, he must have caught him or something like that, or asked him about it, and he just finally came out and said it. Because I started laughing. I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Are you kidding?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Oh no." It's like inventory numbers were off or something like that. And I don't know how much. Like he was like probably stealing like little airplane bottles, or I think like there'd be these sometimes like there'd be these things that would like come attached to like drinks or whatever, especially around Christmas or whatever. Like you buy like a Crown Royal and have like the little airplane bottles attached, or
Sure.
like other little mini things attached. You might have been
The
taking some of
gift set
those, or
boxes
like
and
tasting
stuff.
bottles.
Yeah.
It wasn't that serious, honestly, but it's great. Is that instead of like the owner, instead of like firing him, he made him work for him even more. It's like holy shit. So then he knew. So he basically like almost like retaliated, and like he's like, now you'll work basically, if you want me to not have you arrested or whatever, he basically like blackmailed him in a way, like where he was like, now you have to work whatever hours I say, or you got to come now, you got to do this stuff or whatever. It was like, I was like, holy shit, he's got him over a barrel on this one. I don't know what's right and what's wrong here. It's like,
Right.
I don't know.
uh,
Yeah,
uh,
it's like you can't quit now, bitch, because if you do, I will call the police on you. It's like,
right. You're
oh
gonna
no.
you're gonna be my new girlfriend. What? Oh, this got out of hand quick.
I
This
forgot
became
how it ended up
unprofessional.
because it was sort of like when I was leaving too. Like I'd been there for like 5 years. He was a
Hmm.
good kid. He was just a kid, whatever. I mean, I he wasn't like destructive or anything. It was just like little things here and there that honestly people probably do it at every job in the world. Like it's the same stuff. It's the same as like if somebody works at a bar and they're just like pinching shots, just having shots on the job or whatever, or like that kind of thing. People steal at every job in the world. It happens. He just got caught, I guess, but instead of an actual human resources department or anything,
Right.
it's just so
Oh,
funny.
oh, he didn't
Yeah,
go to human
yeah.
resources. They didn't have
Your
that.
your your prison now is working more for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
and eventually, I think he quit. I don't know how he got out. I think he probably was like, "Fuck it, I'd rather you call the cops on me or something than just have to work for you anymore." But yeah, I remember he and I though, in terms of sports betting, the best bet we both had. I remember we were talking about it before that. The Eagles Patriots Super Bowl, which your girlfriend would appreciate. We were both on the Eagles,
Mm.
and I was like 90 because I think they were like +6, or the Patriots are favorites, but like a touchdown favorites. And
Yeah.
I was like, hey dude, I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna bet the Eagles straight up too, because I think they're gonna win. Number one, because I hate the Eagles, but number two, I think they're just gonna win. He's like, me too. We both did. We both made some money on it. So,
There you go.
um, yeah,
They were
fly
they
Eagles
were like
fly
they were touchdown
in
or
that
more
moment.
underdogs, I think, for every single postseason game that year.
Mm-hmm. Nick, Nick Foles, the quarterback, he went to the high school that was right next to the liquor store, Westlake High. That's where Drew Brees
Small
went.
world.
So it's like basically across the street from where we were. This is the rich kids part of town, obviously.
Mm,
But that's where he went. So we were like, well, we'll go with the Austin boy.
mm.
Make us some money. I made upwards of $25 to $30. I tell you, and
Holy
I still have
shit.
it. I still have that money
I
today.
invested it. I
I invested it.
invested
It's
that
turned
money.
into, yeah, it's turned
28.
into 32.50.
Right?
Yeah.
That's good. Paying massive dividends.
Yep.
I landed on Joey. Joey.
What a great name.
Mm-hmm. Joey. I met probably uh maybe around 2011, if I had to guess. So Joey I met through friends in the Rochester area. He worked with them at a restaurant that they worked at, so he would come over for like uh, gatherings and drinking events and things of that nature, and met Joey there. um, Joey's probably, I don't really know Joey's age, probably like, I don't know, early 30s. And he he is a rabble rouser. That man is not what I would call, not what you would call your stereotypical physical specimen. But boy, if there was a reason for his shirt to come off, Joey was taking his shirt off and he was leaving it off. So Joey was that shining gem where every event needs that guy, and he's just sudden something happens. Fast forward, Joey takes off his shirt. Joey's usually getting in some sort of aggressive verbal argument with someone, but about something that doesn't really warrant an argument. So things like, hey, what's your top, hey, can you tell me whether or not you think Brendan Fraser's a good actor? Like, Joey will literally fight you for his stance. Now, I don't know if Joey would think that Brendan Fraser was or wasn't a good actor, but he will murder you if you think against him, especially if he's actually in support of something. Like, if you were like, Brendan Fraser's not a good actor, and he was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? And like he would start naming stuff, and he'd be so aggressive with things. And it's like so great because he's harmless, but he would get really passionate about stuff. He was the type of person that he had a really, it was all in his like facial expressions. Like he would go blank and get really stern if something bothered him, and you start breaking out like a sweat. But because he's a sweaty guy. Joey might be one of those guys that needed a pep talk from his leadership group at Wegmans about hygiene if it got too out of hand, because he's a sweaty kid.
God.
So, but one of the best things that Joey did of recent memory is that I went to Rochester for a fantasy draft, and we were in the war room, aka my friend's basement, and there's like 6 dudes with laptops, and for some reason, Joey during the draft wore no shirt, basketball shorts, a big
started out that way.
Yeah, a long black duster, like if you know the duster that Mac loves on It's Always Sunny. One of those, and a luchador mask, and he sat on his computer just doing a draft wearing all of those items together, and he had no problem with it, and he rode that thing out for hours. And it's like,
he chose intimidation.
Yeah, exactly. Like establish dominance in whatever way you think that's done. But yeah, Joey, he's a teacher. He's got his master's degree, this same person. Yeah.
And he's a teacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he works with children.
You know what? Maybe we bleep out his last name now that I'm thinking of that.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, he's a good guy. He doesn't blow up on people as much when I do see him. But no, it's just Joey. He is a character that I've known for now over a decade. He's a good guy. He enjoys his time with his friends, doesn't mind acting like a loony bin sometimes, but he's harmless. He's never done anything that I would say was like a negative blemish on him. It's just like, oh, there's Joey, classic Joey. So
Joey.
And it's funny. It's more fun to say Joey than like Joe or Joseph. Like that's a really fun name. And
Joey's
I think
a fun guy name. Yeah.
Like Joey is good because I think it also maybe it pulls out our subconscious in that as children we saw Joey as Joey Gladstone from Full House, and who didn't love Dave Coulier? Didn't you see Dave Coulier live at Colgate, or am I making that up?
No, that's true, and it did not go well.
Yeah,
did not go well. Everybody was kind of bummed out.
Did he talk a lot about 9/11?
His best joke was like a fart joke, and it didn't. But the joke was basically the equivalent of this: "Hey, you ever on a date, and all of a sudden you hear." And that was the whole joke. It was like, basically, are you ever in a situation with somebody and then you hear a fart and there was like no punchline to it? So he got booed. No. Somebody booed him or something like that. Boo, Uncle Joey. And then he walked out into the crowd all the way back and did the move where he tried to give the mic to the person. It's like, hey, you go up and do it. And he was just mad.
Ooh, that's awkward.
Yeah, oh, no. Really I remember sitting there. Like, I remember more laughs happening from how bad it was. And how awkward it was.
It is the we're laughing at you, not laughing with you. Oh no!
It's like, oh shit! Oh no!
That shows that you literally broke down as a comedian to do the walkout and be like, hey, you do it. That just shows you're literally not supposed to be doing that profession.
He couldn't even handle the heckler. He was just like, you go up and do it. And it's like, oh no, Joey, this is brutal.
Do Mr. Woodchuck and get the fuck out of here.
That was the big thing. He did that. He did like that. What? And everybody was like, ah!
Right, do Bullwinkle, you stupid, simple bitch.
Yeah, it's basically it.
Like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, we want John Stamos.
He might have did something really weird too with like the Olsen twins turning 18 or something like that. That was really like kind of
goal.
Goal. Yeah.
That's like, but the problem was they were 14 at the time.
Cut it out. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna go run so I can stretch and poop at the same time.
Nice.
And oh shit! It is gonna.
All right. Good night, everybody.
It's sort of working. It's working and it's not working. I can't
Oh,
move
we
the
have-
timeline. We got to start from the beginning of the song
Yep.
and listen to the whole thing.
In my house
All right.